Hey guys, Spirit of the Law here. After playing against the AI yesterday, I'm kind of curious now how it actually compares to the older AIs. And what better way to see the difference than in a big free-for-all between the three. I'm going to have all of them playing as one of the new civilizations, the Cumans, and they have a pretty standard Dark Age without any bonuses, since I think that would make for the most fair comparison here. I'll put up the Civ bonuses and unique texts for the Cumans there if you want to check them out and at least know what might be happening. Like I said, these bonuses are coming in after the Dark Age, and I'm really curious to see how it's able to make use of them, or even if it knows it can do things like make extra town centers and siege workshop when it's not normally allowed to. So what I'm going to do is let them all fight it out, and then we're just going to go back and watch the recording so we can jump around and compare things really easily. Let's check it out. Starting things off here in the blue, this is the new AI. This is the definitive edition one, and already you can see a big difference. It's scouting with sheep, which is something we've never seen the AI do before. And it's really interesting. I wonder if it does that on every difficulty or just extreme. I have a feeling it might just be an extreme kind of advanced thing that it does. But that's pretty cool, man. Even I struggle to do that. And we notice it's also just taking from one sheep at a time. So to compare that to, this is the HD AI, where we see no sheep scouting at all, and it's now taking from all three sheep at the same time. So it's just, the first thing I'm noticing here is right away, the definitive edition AI, just a little bit more efficient in really small ways just to jump into the game. I mean, I'm sure in terms of score, you're not going to see that right away, but yeah, big difference already. And this is the Age of Conquerors AI. And seems to have been a little bit unlucky here with the sheep. Obviously the AI doesn't know they come in groups of 4, so it finds 2 and we'll just go scout somewhere else. Yeah, it hasn't seen. But you can see its scouting is just not up to par. I think this is probably, yeah, it's got 2 sheep, it's taking both of them. I mean, probably better actually if it's going to do that to find 2 of them and then 2 of them later. And already having to go to the mill, just not a great start. But I don't know, the old AI just loves berries. It's probably perfectly happy right now. Anyway, let's jump back and take a look at the definitive edition AI. And so it's got 7 on food. Okay, so it's got its 6 on sheep, which just lets it make continuous new villagers coming out without idling its town center. You can see the AI has kind of a unique way of luring boar that it's programmed to do. It doesn't do it with just one villager. But overall, pretty solid lure. Nothing wrong with that. And it does seem to prefer straggler trees. That's interesting, because it certainly knows about the wood line. Overall, I'm not noticing a huge difference between this and the HD AI. It just seems like little tiny tweaks here and there, playing maybe a little bit more like a human would. Though you notice the HD AI is making a mill already, which is actually a little more standard, I would say. And it seems so far like the definitive edition AI doesn't like camps and mills quite as early. I wouldn't expect that to really make a difference at this point though. And how's Age of Conquerors doing? You know what? He's actually decent scouting now. Okay, I'll give him some credit. Actually, let's just jump through and check out the scouting real quick. The newest AI, the HD AI, honestly pretty similar. And then the Conquerors, yeah, actually not a huge difference between them, even though this guy seems to be sitting around a lot. The scouting's fairly comparable so far. And it seems to talk to itself a lot. I don't know who it's requesting support from. I wonder if that just means bringing in other villagers to support in luring and killing the boar or something like that. I'm not totally sure. I'm going to speed up here a while. We just have them go through their build. I just kind of want to see if there's any major differences that come up. So you can see it is going for the mill and we're going for a lumber camp. I wonder why this one and not this one that's a little closer. I guess it probably doesn't matter. I imagine it's probably going to build multiple camps anyway. Okay, so let's take stock here. So it is starting to build farms. And this one here is also transitioning to farms. And the old AI, this is what it does. It just loves berries, and it just throws everything on berries. And we'll wait a long time before making farms. And then once these berries are done, it's going to send everything over to wood. This is my prediction. Every time I see the Conquerors AI play, it is going to send everything to berries, then over to wood, and then it's going to make a ton of farms all at once and basically give up all of its lumberjacks. It's very all in. It either needs food, in which case everybody does food, or it does wood, in which case everybody does wood. Whereas you see a lot more balance from the HD and certainly this newer AI. It's doing a good job balancing. let's actually see the balance. So 6 wood, 14 food. I'd say that's pretty reasonable. And you have 4 wood, like that's too low. You can't have 21 population and just 4 wood. You're really gonna struggle to start getting farms. And that's the HD one too. So I was looking at the wrong one. Yeah, it also loves its berries. Yeah, but notice it's actually doing the same thing as the Age of Conquerors AI, which is, yeah, just, you're not balancing for the long term quite as well, and so I do notice that right away. I'm going to speed things up again here. I kind of want to see how it handles when it runs out of sheep. If it's going to transition to farms here, because it doesn't have quite enough wood. And I would have thought by now it would be emphasizing a little bit more wood. Maybe have a second camp. Yeah, it does. Yeah, probably not the best location. Like, you know, it's still an AI, it still makes sort of odd decisions sometimes. Like, why choose this one over this one? I mean, it obviously knows that one's there, right? And the Definitive Edition AI, I'm just going to say the new AI. I think the first one to successfully scout one of its opponents, the HD AI here. And I'm just going to take a look at villagers. I'm not going to be obsessed with it the whole game, but I kind of want to see their starts. Yeah, see, this is what the old AI does. It's all done with its berries, so then everything goes on wood. We've got 24 on wood. We've got 0, soon to be 1, collecting food right now. Yeah, you can see it's just so overreactive and adds so much extra walking and transition time. I mean, a certain amount of that is normal and makes sense, but in this case, it's a lot of inefficiency. And unfortunately, it's just sitting there waiting for 12 more food to advance, idling its town center, just waiting for 2 more food. It hurts to watch, man. We've all been there. Meanwhile, Cumans are actually in the, or I say Cumans, they're actually all Cumans, are all the same civilization. The new AI is actually in the feudal age first. And I think that was even before the Conqueror's AI even clicked up at all. And let's see, oh, that's a really exposed woodline. Look at that woodline. This is the HD one, right? They're on the other side of that. Just a totally open target. And here we have, whoa, let's slow down here. This is the Definitive Edition AI coming forward with a decent group of archers. And what is it backing this up with? So we got double, so going for archer skirmisher mix. Okay. And decent balance of gold in order to do that with 3 gold miners. That's about what you need to keep one range going. This is going to hurt the HD AI, and this is really its weakness, is if you can hit it kind of before that, or even by 15 minutes. I was going to say anytime before 16 minutes. It's just not quite ready for you a lot of the time. And you'll find it's putting up buildings as you show up with your archers. And that's why when I went 3 versus 1 against it, like I knew I had to hit it really before that 16-minute mark, before it gets all its buildings up. And you can do some pretty serious damage, and that's exactly what we're seeing here from the new AI. I like it's sort of, like it keeps its units in groups here, but it's also having other units. It seems to be kind of able to manage a couple things in different places. And it's getting a little close to the town center. But I have already noticed, and I'm seeing it again, it does try to avoid the town center. Not that guy. Whoops, said that at the wrong time. But you'll notice it tries not to just stand under the town center and tank fire, which is definitely a huge improvement. It makes it a lot more dangerous, basically because it won't throw away its armies. Yeah, I think the HD AI is in a bit of trouble here. It should probably just go make another lumber camp down here or something. Oh, hey, it is using, this is its bonus, right? That it can make a second town center. So it figured it out, and it's actually doing it. That's going to be a great location for a second town center to keep that woodline safe. And the new AI is getting a little hung up on a mill. That's another way that you can distract the AIs if you're playing a game against them, is just have buildings out there, and it'll just get tunnel vision to take that building out. So that's really, we can look at the population, you can see what's happening. Pretty similar villagers. You can see the Definitive AI is maintaining its boom and growing its economy while doing this attack. And how you doing, Conqueror's AI? Got a little watchtower, okay. And taking stone. A little bit of gold, okay. You know what, it's not doing that bad. I mean, it's got like a nice little farming economy. It's protecting its woodline, which honestly, Red probably wishes it was doing at this point. I'm sure it saw Red over here and thought, I don't want that to happen to me. Yeah, the new AI is not being quite as aggressive as I'd like to see from it, because even from its perspective, it does know about this other camp, and it doesn't seem to really be prioritizing any resources, but I mean, maybe he's playing the long game here and he's going to leave it with almost no HP, and then the HD AI surrounds it with farms, and they can come in and like one shot take out the mill, and all those farms just got no mill. Super inefficient, right? And it is making villagers from both of those, so actually it's got a chance to kind of catch up. Do we have a second town center, I wonder, from the new AI? No, it doesn't. So the HD one was actually better at taking advantage of that. And this is not a fight Red should be taking right now. If you're Red, I feel like you're actually okay here. I would take these maybe out of here so you're not quite, and I certainly wouldn't be taking wood from there. But you got 2 town centers, like, you know, keep booming. Your villager count is pretty good. I mean, if you can survive this raid. And Blue just gave up and said, I feel bad, I'm beating him up too much. All of those units and all that time, and he didn't even destroy the mill. And it's made of magical wood that can just stay on fire forever. Just Age of Empires things. Okay, so taking stock here, he is going up to Castle Age. Is he the only one going up to Castle Age, I wonder? Yeah, even the Conqueror's AI that's just been sitting in the corner, made no military, as far as I've seen. Does he even have a military building? Yeah, he's got a barracks. And that's it. So he's doing a straight fast castle, just blacksmith and market, and isn't even faster to castle than the new AI. As we've seen, has been making quite a few archers and even some skirmishers in there. That's a big difference, man. Although, one thing I do notice is it's hanging out around its base with its units a lot. And that's just another bad habit that the AI sometimes has, where it'll just make all these units and then suddenly, like, it'll walk them back and then it'll decide to attack, it'll go forward, and then it'll just go back. But, I don't know, hopefully it starts moving forward here again, because it definitely had the upper hand. Now it's letting Red get back into the game a little bit. And HD AI, you know, on the highest difficulty level, you don't really want to let it boom. Now we see Castle Age, and what have we got in the ranges? We've already queued up an archer and crossbow upgrade and bodkin arrow. Okay, good choices. Now we're moving forward. I like that. And just quickly check in on... Oh, we got a second tower defending that tree. Okay, and an extra boar, saving it for Imperial Age, no doubt. And big fight happening here between a lot of archers. Should probably wait for those upgrades to come in. We do have the extra attack, and we've got the armor upgrade. So just one attack advantage here. Probably should have waited for that crossbow tech to come in. Yeah, now it's in, but I feel like that's something only a real player could do. It seems like that would be a hard thing to program it to know to delay a fight. Is this just skirmishers? Yeah, this is gonna be kind of tough to raid with. I like this strategy, though, of going with kind of 2 different groups. Like, we got the group engaging the fight over here, while this one's raiding and keeping an eye on this wood line. And what's Red gonna do? This I like, bringing your villagers back like that. And let's see, is it gonna get in range of the town center? I bet you it's not. It does seem to know to avoid that. Whereas I noticed with the old HD AI, like the red one here, it would just walk right under your town center and tank fire like this, but your whole army would do it. And back to work on the mill. Okay. It's gonna be so satisfying when they finally do take this mill down. Oh, come on, attack the mill. What are you doing? You can't just leave that there. Yeah, all these farms would be so useless if you can get rid of that mill. And I just heard the sound of a monk, so maybe he's coming down to convert it. Alright, so let's take a look at the overall numbers again. So the villagers, we've got, I do kind of want to have this collapsing in the background. I know what's going to happen. It's going to get that mill, and when it does, some giant master plan is going to be revealed here. And I'm sure Red's just going to resign. So HD actually has more villagers here than the new AI. Blue's picking him off at the front, but Red's second town center in the back is helping just replace them just as quickly. And kudos to Blue for actually keeping up with the pressure here in the military units. If you are playing against it and you get to this point, I think this is when it starts to get pretty challenging. And that mill's still alive, man. Can't win while that mill's up. And on 3 town centers now. Okay. So even though it didn't take advantage of it originally, it is actually trying to boom behind this a little bit. And there you go. Smart behavior, trying to get away. Well, not that guy. But the other ones seem to have smart behavior around the town center. And Conquer's AI, how are you doing, man? Let's see. He's almost got enough for Castle Age. There you go. He's got enough for Castle Age now. Still making villagers, though. Oh, no, he is in Castle Age. What? Oh, no, it's red. Oh, sorry. HD is still in feudal age. Oh, this is a disaster. And he's not even close. I assumed it was the Conqueror's AI that was still in feudal. No, it's red. Red is... You've got to be able to get to the next age here. You can't hold up with feudal age archers against this. I was hoping that was like a tower or something defensive. That would have been smart. Yeah, just these fights, like, yeah, you gotta get to the next age when you're out tech by this much, and you're on the defensive like that. And you've had 2 town centers for a long time, right? Oh, I built another mill. Oh no. Now he's got 2 of them. And Ram's starting to come in. It's getting a little dicey here for the HD AI. Meanwhile, though, Conqueror's AI has been building up slowly. We got a 3rd tower. What else have we got? Another town center, strategically placed so that that's going to be a really easy boar lure. Okay. Yeah, this is a bad situation, and HD AI doesn't handle this very well. Though I think anybody would struggle trying to come back from this. Oh, this isn't smart. Why is it just running right under the town center? After everything I was complimenting it on about running under town centers, and it's got to go and do that. And I'm a little curious about some of the efficiency here. So, where are all the camps? Oh, up here. Okay, that's a pretty brave move. Forward lumber camping your opponent. And coming in with knights, okay. So really, we're not really seeing any of them try to go for a castle. We saw some stone happening over here, but that's just gone into towers. I don't think we're going to see a unique unit in this particular game, or a castle. They just don't seem to be prioritizing it, which is fair enough. Just so much pressure here. I feel like let's gonna speed up a little bit here. I feel like we just need some of those rams. Bring in the rams, man. Oh, the mill's finally dead. There you go. And this is when you know you're in trouble, is when completely unimpeded they're just taking the wood. It is a little strange about where it chooses to grab its wood from. Oh, it's even repairing. Look at that. This battering ram's tanking all the arrows, and it's repairing a ram. I don't think I've ever seen that before. The AI actually repairing siege units. You can hear it collecting relics up there. Oh, actually good positioning of the monastery, close to the relic. Oh, and it's trying to take the mine. That's a little aggressive. Come on. Now you're just trolling. It's trying to steal his gold right here. Yeah, that's... And somehow he actually built it. That's the crazy part. I would love to see him go for just like a castle drop. Like right here. That'd be perfect. I don't think he's gonna do it. Oh, in fact, he's backing up. I think that's... Oh, no, not with the crossbows, man. With the villagers, I think that's probably smart. Go back, get some stone, make that castle. But yeah, this is something it's the second time it's done it. It's had a really decisive position, and it's just backed up. And, oh, I like that you can actually see it's a siege workshop before it's built. Although that's going to scare me every time I walk by it. I think there's a mangonel right there. Very aggressive, taking resources all over. Yes, they finally... The Conqueror's AI finally made a castle. It's not... it's making a second castle. Even to defend the gold. Hey, you know, part of me is almost cheering for the Conqueror's AI to just sweep in and take this at the end. As soon as it makes its 4th military unit, right? I'd probably use a mill somewhere in the middle of that. Especially with this one, it's not even being used at the moment. Because the person's got to walk so far. In fact, it's just not being used. Should probably delete that and put a mill. Just little efficiency tips. And this spam, wow. Superiority number, okay. I wonder if it knows like how many more military units it has or something, but what would 16 have to do with that? If I'm reading that right, it seems like it does know that it has more villagers than the other players. Yeah, maybe it doesn't avoid the town center as well as I thought it did, because it's throwing away a lot of units here. And there are a lot of alarms going on here. Okay, so little exploits I'm noticing with the new AI is it loves to expand around the map, maybe a little bit too much. I think if you're playing against it, keep your eye open around the map for these little colonies that it sends. Because if you can have map control, I think you'll pick off a lot of villagers for free, like this kind of thing. This is a very AI thing to do. And likewise, you can distract the HD AI by just building random mining camps in its base, and it'll spend all its time cleaning those up instead of actually attacking you. And there's a second relic I hear. Oh, good. Nice to see it cares about getting that little extra gold boost, even though it has 27 gold miners right now. You can see it already has one, and so it's now got 2 out of the 5 on the map. And the first raid from the HD AI. HD AI is kind of out of this at this point, let's be real. It does have, I mean, as soon as you hit some of these groups of villagers it's got, if you were to raid both of those, I mean, it's gone. And that might be what this is doing. Yeah, it's definitely gonna fight that. I mean, the HD AI is not that stupid. It does know when it can take a fight here with villagers. Gonna pick it off. They're both madly crunching numbers. Oh, and it gets away with 3 HP. That is smart, man. I bet the new AI was crunching the numbers there to figure out, could it do it? Huh. Why'd it just die? They have heresy, I wonder? That would be a big waste if the new AI got heresy, but that'd be crazy if it actually deleted that light cavalry because it thought it was going to get converted. Probably not. And this castle's actually doing some work here. It's up on a little hill, I think. I think that counts as a hill advantage. Okay, so we're getting some little minor skirmishes here between the Conquerors and the new AI. Okay, they have a lot of villagers. 133. Seems like a lot. I hope they're not building too many more. No, they're still queuing up more. It is a 200 population limit game. That's a little surprising. Okay. I wish you come up with a plan for this castle. I like this capped ram. Let's get a few more. Like, let's knock this thing down. We're losing a lot of skirmishers here to this. And 51 lumberjacks for the new AI. 44 farmers. Wow. Trash for days, man. Oh, nice move. The battering ram with the big bonus against, was that a mangonel? And took it out. I didn't know the HD AI knew how to do that. I don't think I've seen that before. Oh, good raid. So then all these villagers run, they're all idle. Yeah, that's awesome. Just needs to raid down here too. Yeah, Conqueror's AI is not great about town center placement. Like, it's got the one random town center up here. And what have we got? Oh, hey, we are seeing them. So this is their unique unit. This is the Kipchak. So you can see when he fires, it's just one guy and he's firing. Kind of hard to see now. But he fires, it's like 3 or 4 arrows at once. But no more of those, unless he's making them from this. And he is. And we'll try to keep an eye on that guy. A lot of skirmishers there. New AI is actually doing a good job raiding here. You can see he's kind of all over the map. Oh, and it's another new unit. So it's the Step Lancer, so he's got an extra range. So he can basically attack through something, or from one extra tile away. Yeah, honestly, pretty good raiding. Just send a few, and then we got something down here, going to Cavalier. I think just go with the Step Lancer, man. No need to attack any Cavalier here. Yeah, I mean, the stats aren't the best, but that extra range is pretty interesting. And I can't remember what they cost. I did take a look. Where's the tech tree? Right. What's the cost of a Step Lancer, I wonder? So it's a stable unit. That's actually quite a bit of gold if you're just making a random raiding unit. I feel like light cavalry would do the job probably about as well, and without that cost. Okay, so HD AI, what's happening? We just lost that. Down to our second town center. It is idle. Everything's out. Oh, he resigned. I didn't even notice that. Okay. Yep, there it is in the chat with all the spam. Well, I mean, the fact that the new AI has also been fighting the Conqueror's AI a little bit here, I think that was a pretty dominant game. It's pretty good, man. It's just slightly more efficient at the beginning of the game. Oh, he managed to convert one of these guys. So you can see here, how many is that? It's 2 or 3. I think it's 3 arrows, it looks like, that he's firing. But with really low attack. 4+1 attack. Not great. Yeah, let's go in here. Yeah, you can see relics aren't that dazzling white color they used to be anymore. Maybe a little bit harder to see now on the map. But yeah, like I was saying, I think the new AI is just, it's little tiny efficiencies in its Dark Age that it's doing better. And just the nature of the game, once you start to get those little advantages early, it makes a big difference. So it might be like, oh, it's only got a few more units by, 16 minutes or whatever, but that's huge. That makes it so much harder to fight against, which is great. I mean, what you want is a lot of different difficulties here. And you've got not just the old HD AI if you want something a little bit easier, but now if you want the proper challenge of something slightly faster than that, you've got this new AI that you can use. And I mean, you can even follow what this new AI is doing, and it would actually lead to a pretty balanced economy. And then combine that if you're not doing some of the silly mistakes that it's doing, I think you could be a decent player and at least play online just learning from what this AI is doing, which is pretty impressive. I think this will give a lot of players a pretty serious challenge. One thing about the AI I do wish is that it would stop prioritizing attacking players that are already out. Like to say, oh, player 2 has resigned, so I can just move on, not attack player 2 anymore. I think that would be a big change. Not a big change, but certainly one of those things I still notice. Though I feel like at this point I'm just nitpicking. I mean, this definitely does the job of giving people something hard they can play against. Coming up with those trebuchets. Try to show you, they do a little unpacking animation now. Yeah, so you can see that as they unpack, they kind of have like different stages now. So they show you as they're on their way up. Oh, and that castle's gonna be gone pretty quick here. And Conqueror's AI is always a little reluctant to resign, we'll say. And he's just holding out. It's like, nope, I'm not resigning. I just want to see the destruction animation here. Well, I like that it's like a little bit darker as it takes damage. And you get to the point you could probably look at it and know about where its health is at, just visually by inspecting it. I mean, besides the flames, obviously. I like that dome shattering at the start. Yeah, and then a little dust. I like it. Why is Conqueror's AI not resigned yet, though? I guess he's got a castle down here. Is it even active? No. No, of course not. He's just trying to hide in the corner. I mean, he's got the food to make villagers, but no, it's not making them. So if you're... No, it doesn't do Ewok. Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah, it doesn't seem very active. I'm on view lock with it, so it shows me things that it's doing, and it just seems to be sitting there, just drawing out the game. That's fine. Don't mind seeing the new units in action. I just realized they probably didn't convert the Kipchak, because I said before that blue probably converted it, but Now that I think about it, they all have access to it, so he probably just made his own. Yeah, Conqueror's AI is a little bit spiteful here, a little bit, you know, a little bit tilted. Just doesn't want to give up. But I would think the new AI is going to find this castle, and that's got to be it. Oh, finally it does. Okay. And as it resigns, its castle is not actually imploding, but seems to be on the way to imploding. I'm not going to lie, that was a pretty dominant performance by the new AI, and pretty impressive, all the little things that they've actually got them doing now. And had a pretty solid boom, actually. If you look at it, had quite a bit going on there. So take a look at our scores and everything here. I mean, it just kind of ran away with the game by the end. Yeah, I just made by far the largest army. Wow. I did think it overboomed a little bit at one point, but I don't know if it deleted villagers or something. Probably just lost a few villagers and just replaced them with military. And looking at the economy now, didn't seem to prioritize stone quite as much, but that's fine. It didn't really have to. Seem more interested in making skirmishers than its unique unit, I guess. And you can see, can't quite see what the numbers were here, but definitely faster times, or I guess we can see that probably a little easier. Looking at this, we get a pretty good sense of it, that so blue, the new AI, was just ahead in every age. Even the Conqueror's AI, that just had a free boom, wasn't fighting anybody, basically got to Imperial Age at about the same time, with no military and a smaller economy. So that's the new AI. Actually looking forward to playing against the extreme AI one-on-one now. I think it's going to be harder both to out-boom it, because it does seem to be quite good at that, but also to out-rush it. It's going to be a nice little challenge, I think, so I'm going to have to try that. But that's all for this one. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.